Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another reaction to Oregairu. It is season 2, episode 3. And as always, if you want to see the reaction itself, just go down into my descriptions and follow the links. Replace the parenthesis dot part with real dots and enjoy. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear my thoughts about this episode, which really made me think a lot today. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. I am still not sure. Like in the last episode, there's so much. This is so deep, but this season 2 really picked up the game and heightened it even more. It is really growing on me more and more. Something general. So first things first. Those of you who watch my other reactions know that the two other series I react to right now are more easygoing, you know? They are more, how to say it, entertaining? I'm not sure. This one entertains me as well. But they are easier for the mind. You don't have to question this much. This series is hard stuff sometimes. Very much like the Monogatari series was. So it is always a matter of, do I feel ready to watch it and make my brain work again after a long day? So, but episodes like this really make up for it, because there is a lot of deeper meaning, a lot of deep concepts in this series, and I really like it. So, that first. Now, let's see. We ended last time with the fact that Hiki did clearly hurt Yui and Yuki with his statement. I already mentioned that. And at the beginning of this episode, he was mean to his sister as well. Which I think shows that he is hurt. He knows that something went wrong. He knows that he's kind of destroying something, options for himself as well, for his life. And the problem when you have an animal caged, it will strike. So I don't know if this is a wording in English as well, but we have it in German. So if you have a feral animal in the wild and you put it into a corner, it cannot escape, then it will attack, because it is the only chance it has. And a little bit it feels like that for Hiki right now. I think he is working inside. His brain is working. He is inside questioning what he is doing and how he is doing stuff, which is why he was put into this club by this teacher here. We know it. It was about him finding his own solution to his problem, which he does not perceive as a problem. I think it is happening right now in those episodes. But the question is it happening fast enough and soon enough before he will lose something which he maybe is not even completely aware of that he has it? And I'm talking about Yuki. So he lashed out against his sister, not really hard, but seeing that they are brother and sister, she has no barriers against him, so everything he does and says hurts her directly. So that's the beginning, and it is a good beginning because it puts me in the mood of how the last episode ended. It's fitting, you know? When he came into the club this first time, Yuki said, "So you decided to come here to enter." So there was clearly kind of a question of her: would you be entering? Would you come here or not? Would you, distract yourself, move away from us even more? And all this episode feels like they are moving away from each other, and a lot of this is actively done by Yuki. So it feels like she is pushing both of them away from each other, while Yui is trying to keep them together. There was a saying of that happened in this club: everyone is normal, or everyone is acting normal, and we can never really understand each other. So, and it was not about those three in the room. It was not only about the group that we had the last time around Hayama and the others. It was about men in general, human in general. We can try to understand what is happening with others. It's empathy. It's our own reflections from the past. It is our knowledge about feelings and guessing what we would do and why. So if we see others and how they react to stuff, we kind of put them into a specific, let's say, positions of ourselves in the past, or we try to analyze what we would feel like, do like, react like, and then additionally we put our personal history with this person. So we remember how did, let's say, Hayama react to stuff like that in the past. So we guess possibly he's feeling that now, and his outer appearance, it looks like. But completely inside, and that's it, we can never see. So if someone is good enough to compose himself to play the outside face, he can lie to us, and he can lie to himself or herself. And I think that is what is partially at least now happening for Hiki. He is trying to convince himself that it is okay and it is nice. Now, well, not nice, but normal. Nothing ever changes. The big one in this episode. That is normal for him, that nothing ever changes, and he acts as though he's fine with it. And that is, I think, what is pissing Yuki off. The fact that he is not willing to change anything and not caring about if anything changes. And I think she misjudges him there. Inside, in Hiki, it is working. He is realizing he would like a change. The question is if this realization is coming out from the back of his mind where it is working now and into his consciousness where he really understands it for himself. Yes, that it is. I can only speak from myself, and I know that if there are bigger problems, not small stuff, but bigger problems, or people facing me with stuff that they say you did something wrong, I normally it got better, but normally I'm not one that is like, okay, you're right. You know, if someone is attacking you, is confronting you with, you did crap there we are again, the animal in the corner. The first reaction is strike back. Yeah, but you did shit as well. You know? So, but that is not a way to handle criticism, or to handle problems, or to handle big decisions in your life. For me, it is always that I need, depending on how big it is, a day or a week, if it is a really big problem or a major decision for your life, to partially think it through, to talk it through with friends and family, those that I trust. And sometimes it just works itself in the back of my mind. And then a day later, 2 days later, I try to meet that person. As example, it was a criticism, and say you're right, or I agree with those parts. For the others, I have comments. You know, in general, reacting directly is a bad idea because you feel upset, you feel hurt. Here it is about the fact that he did not really catch the last time that he hurt Yuki and Yui. He got informed about it by Yui, and I think what we see now is him groping with this fact and realizing this finally inside. And the question is when he will be done with that and will realize, okay, I need to change that. I need to maybe apologize. I need to make it up somehow. He's not there yet. And the thing is, if he doesn't get there soon enough, it might happen that Yuki is going and, you know, breaking down all the bridges. Major thing in this episode, as I said. So, But there are other things in which I really, really liked. So this sentence which I got out here, this is why I used this picture. The sentence of the teacher to him: when you meet someone that you truly want to help, your way of handling things won't work. And that is so true, and I think it is something that is sticking with him as well. And if we go to, and let's see if I can find it. Wait a second. Because that's the other big one. Nope, that's not the one. Man, I don't know. Okay, I will not find it, sorry. But it's not a problem. So in the end, at the scenes I just clicked through, Yuki harshly criticizes Hiki about the way that he's handling things, the last episode and this one. And his way of handling is to not face the problem, but to avoid it. So if we take it from the last episode, the one that was meant to state that he is in love with Ibina was not Hiki. And by Hiki doing it, he avoided the problem. It was never mentioned, so we do not have a clear answer to him. And, you know, just maybe because he was real, it would have been a positive answer. Possibly not, but at least he had closure. Now it is more like he evaded the problem. And in this time here, he would have made it with this specific vote, due to which, what is her name? I wrote it down. Iroka will not have to be in the vote later on. Will not have to be voted for as this president. So he evaded it again. I mean, it is something she wants. You know, she wants to still be liked, but not really run for this president seat. But instead of just saying, I do not want it, and be clear about it, she is dodging it as well, which is the way that Hiki works. So there are moments, yes, it is a harsh thing if you have to stand a point, have to stand a ground, or have to ask a clear, specific question where there's only yes or no, and you are afraid of the no, you know? Just as an example, and I think this is the direction we are going for, the simple question, do you love me? It is possibly one of the hardest questions you can ask someone, because we are very often unsure about it. If you could clearly say whenever in your life, I do love this person, and not talking about, I don't know, mother, father, and sisters. If you have this moment of clarity that you say, this is a person I do love, that is a wonderful thing. But very often we are more like, oh well, it feels nice, and I like her, and we have so much in common. We do like to spend time. Oh, this typical avoiding it again, you know? So, but if you ask clearly, there is a high chance you will get a no, or there is at least a chance, and we are afraid of getting this no. So instead of asking this, we are like, hey, wanna hang out? You know, I like you. Would you be? Maybe we want to have spend some time in the cinema, and later on, when it develops everything, you're like, let's take a flat together, stuff like that. So there are a lot of couples. And I remembered from my personal life where stuff like that happened, that you are living together and you do have a life, you have a relationship, but this real and clear statement of the why is not there, because you are afraid to say it. Because then, in the moment when you say it, it becomes truth and you cannot deny it anymore. And in this truth, there lies the possibility of pain, of hurt. And we're afraid of that. And I think that it is what Hiki is doing. Avoiding any option of pain. And as long as he's avoiding and dodging and slithering around, he can always push it and change it and mold it in a way that it was not his fault. It's always the others. It's not him being attacked. So, as I said, this episode has a lot to talk about. It's great. But I think I had like the major points I wanted to talk about. There are two more. So we had the moment with the girl from his past, which was hard and harsh. And I mean, if there is someone from your past you were interested in and that hurt you like he was hurt, that's one thing, which is already not good. But she then even not only talked about it, she made fun about it. The fact that he hit on her and that was creepy and everything. Girl, he's still there. You know? In the past, you put a dagger in his back, or in this case, in his heart, by denying him. And now, while he is there, years later, you take that dagger and twist it and turn it. By stating in the presence of others, oh, that was creepy and I would have never with him. Didn't say the second part, but it felt like, you know. So there was a major mean moment there. And, let me see. I always forget her name, I'm sorry. Haruno. Haruno was there. So I'm not sure about Haruno and her reasons to do stuff. She invited Hayama there, and she really pulled this knowledge and information out of the girl, which you could see as something very negative, as something, you know, bathing in the pain of Hiki and enjoying that he feels sad and stuff like that. But I really think she wants to learn more about him, wants to understand him, and maybe she wants him to confront and to reflect his past. Hayama is someone that was there. Hayama is someone that is important in so many ways. He always seems like the opposite twin of him. Even if you take this picture, very much, you know, blonde hair, dark hair. Hayama is the funny one, the entertaining, the friendly, the center of attention in a positive way. While Hiki is the dark one, the brooding, the negative, that no one likes. So they are so like two sides of a medal there. But Hayama is someone that knows Hiki very well as well. So I think Haruno is playing her very own game there. And I'm not completely sure if it is negative. It might be that she really tries to do something good there for him and then for her sister. She stated, and that's a major thing to say, that her little sister, Yuki, hates her. I mean, that's a harsh one, right? If you say about another person, this person hates me. Whoa. But she doesn't want me to hate her. And I don't think she does. So the question is if she's like trying to mold and help a possible friend of her little sister. We will see. However, this sentence stuck with me. And that's why I want to point it out, because that is something that is very, very essential in my life as well. She doesn't tease people she has no interest in. And that is something that I, in the last weeks, and since years, but in the last weeks to two persons, I mentioned. So for me it is maybe a difference because, let's go to that first. I do tease people and being a little bit mean to people that I like. It's not interest in, but if I like people, I can be the one that is doing, some comments and some little wordings and with such a grin, a little mean comment. But it is this because I like you. People I'm not interested in, or even more specific, that I do not like, out of whatever reasons, I just ignore them. At least I try. Because they are not worthy my time. And I just make my head hurt if I think about why they are so problematic. So why? There are enough people in this world, and I have a lot of people I have to care about and that I like all of. So why should I spend my time in my head with those that I don't? That's my idea. For her, we have the second part of what Hayama said is the fact that if she's interested in, she teases. And if she is not, or if she's, she hates you or despises you or don't likes you, she will destroy you. And that's the difference. I mean, I'm not destroying, I'm just ignoring. But destroying is harsh, so you don't want to get on her bad side. But that's an important information to have. So, it was a great episode, and the ending felt ouch. So we had the two different solutions. I talked about the idea of Hiki, that he just is avoiding the problem again. And Yuki's solution, and I have to go there with Hiki, is a bad one. Because she was like, we will take someone that we set on the throne. We just put up someone in the race and then just make sure he wins, so that the Isohiki or Iroka loses. The general idea, clear. She loses against someone because he has better arguments, and I don't know. And everyone will be like, yeah, well, he or she is possibly the better option. And she's out of the problem. But, and that's what Hiki stated, and he's right there. So you want to be a puppeteer, and we have just a puppet there competing against her. And then he or she has won, and the puppet is on the throne, is a president. What now? There are two options what's happening now. Either you will have to give him this information and the help and what he ran for to be the president, and you have to support him all the time of this presidency now, which is a lot of work. And if he's not really, he or she, I'm always talking about he, sorry, it's due to the president thing. He or she is not interested in it, that would even make a bad president. And you really have to put a lot of energy in. So that's not efficient and not clever at all. Sure, it solves the problem of her there, the third one on the table, but it brings in new problems. Or the other thing is, you don't support this person, and you will have someone who's not interested, who really has no clue, because everything he or she said was from Yuki and Yui, and he or she will be an incredible bad president, and that will hurt the school. So it's not a real good solution either. Both options are not good. The best option is, and that's the one that she doesn't want to hear, talking about Iroga, to just state what's fact. I thank you for your trust, but I'm not interested in being the president. I'm more interested in, I don't know, doesn't have to say that, but I like it, but I withdraw from that. It would be honest. Sure, some people would be like, yeah, but we want it. But she, in this honesty, possibly she would even get out better, I would like someone who's really interested in it to be the president for the benefit of our school. You can make a speech for that. They want us to do a speech for the puppet. Why not make a speech for her? And not a bad speech as they had in the beginning, but instead a good speech why she's not willing to become the president. I think it's the best option. However, we ended this episode with two changes. So Yuki makes a decision. She's stating towards Hiki what she thinks. We discussed that. And that he's avoiding, and she cannot stand that anymore. And he's hurt, and he leaves. I mean, he's not talking about avoiding. He's leaving. She pushes him. She states something. She says, I don't like that. That's bad what you say. And instead of arguing or talking about it or anything, he is leaving. He's avoiding again. As I reflected about myself in the beginning of this discussion, it might be because he really have to get it through his brain first, and it will take a while. But still, for her, it is the effect that he's avoiding the problem. What she, I think, doesn't realize is he's leaving as well because he feels that there's pain coming. He's attacked, you know? So he is feeling emotional pain in this moment, which he possibly will not even tell himself he is. So we have moments here where Hiki is hurt. And it feels, except for Yui, who tries to comfort both of them and find a way to bring them back together, no one really realizes, except, as I said, for you and for the teacher. So this is going down. Yuki made a decision. Possibly the decision is, I will not spend time with Hiki at all anymore because he's not worth it. Which I can understand. He hurt her, you know, and everything. But by doing so, she does not realize the fact that she hurt him as well, and he hurt himself as well. And Yui made a statement in the end, which is that she can only rely on those two, on Hiki and on Yuki. So from her side, it is a clear statement of friendship, or maybe even more. And she's in the middle, and that's a problem here. So she's the one who tries to help both, who tries to be a good friend to both. And if they are splitting up and ripping apart from each other, she's the one in the middle trying to hold, and she might be the one that is ripped herself, ripped apart emotionally. Because, I mean, those of you who ever had it, that there were partners that you knew, friends who were together, and they split up, as it is happening in life, there is very often this moment where you kind of have to decide which one you choose to be better friends with now. Because if you're spending time with one, very often the other one withdraws from all of it, and it hurts. It's a bad thing. So, that's it for me this time. A lot to talk about. A great episode. Really good. A lot of content in there. A lot of things for your head to work through. And I look forward to where we are going from here. I kind of expect a bit of a change, a bit of thinking in Hiki. Possibly harsh time when it comes to Yuki, in the meaning of that she might be very cold and withdrawn. And seeing that the teacher talked about this, and it might be foreshadowing, that he has to change if he ever has someone that he really wants to help, and not because he has to, like in a club, but he wants to help. I think that might be foreshadowing that there will be a moment where either Yui or Yuki will really need help, and he will want to help, and hopefully he has found a new way then. That's it for me this time. I enjoyed that a lot. I hope you did as well. As always, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. So until the next time, my name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.